Now, many times people have said, and I think it could be somehow true, when you have been with a person for a very long time, there's a very big chance you are going to start looking like them. You might start looking at, comparing your pictures, you and them, and you might see some similarity. It's like almost you guys, you look like each other. So I've had that question so many times. People have asked me, are they the narcissist? Why do they feel like they're the narcissist? Because eventually you walked out from a narcissist and then you landed on this information that talks about narcissists. Now you are seeing all these things and you're starting to feel, you're putting yourself in the picture and you kind of feel like you are the narcissist. Now, when I'm talking about empaths or sometimes chosen ones, you have to understand they are not perfect, okay? When I say empaths, I don't say empaths, chosen ones, they are perfect. They have their flaws, they have their, shortcomings, and, they even have their own dark side. But there's a really big difference between an empath and a narcissistic person. An empath has a stop button. There's something you call a stop button. So there is something they could do, and it's not possible for them to go all the way, So they are not going to sit in a vehicle and go ride the vehicle over the cliff with other people with other people sitting in the vehicle. So they're not going to crash with everybody else. They will know that there's a limit. So there's somewhere they have reached and they think is a little bit, it doesn't make sense, it's dangerous, they will stop. They'll put a stop. So there's a stop button. The narcissist doesn't have that. They don't have a stop button. They're just going to go all the way and they're going to crush everything and everyone in the way, including themselves. So is why I did a video before and I said that there's a very big chance a narcissist will self-destruct because they just think they simply think they're just going to do that are going to lead them into destruction. And at the same time, those things are also going to destroy the people around them. Let me give you an example of you guys who like swimming, the swimmers. You guys who like going to swim, you go to swim in the sea, I don't know, the lake, or you go to swim in the pool. Even after the swim, you will still go and take a normal shower with normal clear water. The reason why you're doing that is because you have a feeling that you could have picked up some infections in the water. You could have been contaminated. The water could have been contaminated. Like the pool water, it has got all these chemicals, the chlorine and all the stuff like that. So you finish swimming, you go and you also take a clear bath, a nice bath with clear water. So you wash away all those, chemicals and stuff like that from your body. The same applies if you have had a swim in the sea. When you have been with a narcissist, the narcissist has been trying to, in most cases, they may even have succeeded for some time. The narcissist could have stolen your identity. While you was struggling around because they told you what you shouldn't do, what food you shouldn't eat, what clothes you shouldn't wear, even sometimes your speech, they have already altered your speech, the words you cannot say. Those are the very things that made you who you are. That was who you are. And it wasn't a bad thing. But in the narcissist's eyes, it was a bad thing because you were simply doing things that are the complete opposite of who they are. So that's why they was very uncomfortable because they didn't know what to do with you. When you woke up and decided to dress a certain way for an occasion, eat a certain food at a certain time, the things you wanted to do, the gym, the language, the movies you watched and stuff like that. So you had your own unique identity. That's what made you who you are. So you met this narcissist. You started dating, and then eventually, one by one, they started taking these things from you. Don't say those words. They will give you something else to say. Don't sleep in that position. They'll give you something, the position they want you to sleep. Don't wake up at this time. Each and every area of your life, the narcissist will infiltrate each and every pocket of your life, and they are going to rob you of everything that makes you who you are. The things that the narcissist is fighting about, that is trying to steal from you, those are the things that they admire about you, but they don't want to tell you this. So when you have finished that relationship, the narcissist, you might find them moving on to a new partner, whatever new relationship, and they are also going to do those same things they told you you couldn't do. It is that same car they told you couldn't drive. You're going to see them driving that same car in the new relationship. It is those same words they told you you couldn't say. You may later on find out that they're using those same words in the new relationship. It is that same program on TV you used to watch, you used to like, they told you it wasn't a nice program, you don't watch those things. Those are the same things they have been doing in the new relationship. So in return, there has been an identity exchange between you and the narcissist, not only physically, but also spiritually. The narcissist has been thriving off of your energy. But to be able to make this make sense, they first of all had to beat down all those qualities from you, and then they would take those qualities to make them their own. So what you will find at the end of a narcissistic relationship is that you have the empath or the victim of abuse on the other side and the narcissist on the other side. And you feel like there has been an identity swap that has happened between the two of you. Most of the things you're doing, because remember, while the narcissist was stealing your identity, beating you down and stealing your identity, they was giving you their own identity. So there's a very different world that they live. It's a completely different world from what you know. So it's the complete opposite of who you are. So when they were stealing this thing from you or telling you what you should do or shouldn't do, they was replacing those things with their own personal identity, their own signature. So you walk away from a narcissistic relationship, usually you almost have 80% of the narcissist signature. There is still that empath inside of you. You're still a good person, you're not a bad person, but you simply are in a very, very toxic energy. So everything that happened in that relationship, it was an deliberate attempt to hide you from yourself. So all the things you knew about life and who you were wasn't valid. They will secretly take those qualities from you, and they're going to use those qualities for themselves. Because remember, I've told you guys, a narcissist doesn't have an identity. They have got their own narcissist way of doing things, but they don't have a real identity. So for them to be able to thrive, they get into relationships and they're going to use other people's identity. You have left that relationship. Let's say, for example, the situationship. The narcissist is with a new partner. All the things they are doing, even sometimes the food they eat, the programs they watch on TV, the clothes they wear, you are seeing a very big similarity. And it feels like somebody else is living with your identity. While you're out there gaslighting yourself and thinking that, oh, why are you all of a sudden you have changed, you no longer recognize yourself. Most of the times you have become a very toxic individual. It's like you're unapproachable, nobody can even talk to you. A lot of those qualities you have embodied at that time, those are the qualities of the ex-narcissist you're dealing with. Why do coaches and many people talk about healing? For you to be able to get back your personality and your identity, healing has got to be done, because it is through the healing process that you are able to brush it off, because that is an energy the energy you're dealing with post-narcissistic abuse, it has nothing to do with you. It is not your energy. It is an energy that belongs to someone else. If you did not do the work to heal, you're going to find yourself in many scenarios where you will run into people. It could be a month or two, maybe 3 or 4, even sometime up to 6 months. You'll be sometime running into people, and all the energy you're going to be radiating, you're going to be radiating the energy of a narcissist. So a lot of people are going to identify a very toxic energy within you. People might find that the things that you're talking about the narcissist did, they are almost the same things that you're doing. That is because when you have been with this person for a long time, I can promise you, you are almost 80% behaving and doing things like your ex-narcissist. So when you have healed, you have taken some time for yourself to heal the wounds, to start recovering, you're going to release that energy. That energy is going to bounce back to the narcissist because that was not your energy in the first place. It was an energy that was belonging to somebody else. Your energy will gravitate back towards you because as you're healing, you're remembering who you are. You're remembering who you were before you met that particular individual. But you have just lost yourself because you have, for a very long time, very deeply absorbed this person's energy. That's why you are appearing to be a narcissist. For a lot of guys and victims that are living abuse, victims and survivors of abuse, it is very important to get out and sit down by yourself and try to do the inner work to heal. Because it is going to take you a very long time to brush off that energy. The energy is very intense. Remember, this is very low vibrational energy. So as the time goes on, a couple of months, some people heal differently. Like I've said, everybody heals in their own time, in their own way. It could be a couple of months before you are finally able to remember, because as you're healing, you're also coming back home to yourself. So you're remembering who you are. You're remembering all your beautiful qualities that the narcissist stole from you. The things that used to make you happy, the programs you used to like to watch, the kind of clothes you used to like to wear back in the days before you met these people, all those things that were your personal, all those things that were your identity, you also remember all those things that were once your identity. All those things are going to gravitate back towards you. And that energy will bounce off of you. So it's why it is not advisable to leave a narcissistic individual and you're going to go out there and run into a new relationship, because you are going to bounce that energy onto somebody else that has got nothing to do with what happened to you. So you might end up sometimes hurting different people who wasn't a part of your problem. So you do the work to heal first. You're going to remember who you are. Your energy will gravitate back towards you, because the energy you are embodying in the initial stages of the discard, that energy belongs to the person that you was dating way back in time. As you're healing as well, you need to remember the narcissist has run off with your identity. Now, what they're going to do, they're going to do the same thing that they did with you in the new relationship with the new supply. Now, they will come into that relationship with your identity. The new supply may all of a sudden figure out that, oh, they like reggae music. They like to meditate. They are praying these kind of verses in the Bible. They are wearing this kind of clothes. They are cooking this kind of food. They will see all these things that the narcissist is doing. And those are all the things that described your identity. So with time, they are now going to start copying the same thing they did to you. They are going to do to the new supply. So this is a cycle. And now they are going to forget all about your identity, and they are going to replace it with the new identity from the new supply. So this thing is like a ball. It's like a roller coaster. You're just going up and down like that. That's how the narcissist operates. So with time, let's say, for example, between 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 months or so, you may now see the narcissist. They have started copying something else that they have learned or picked up from the new supply. It could be the speech, the words they use, the food they eat, their swag, their dressing and stuff like that. Every behavior that the new supply is doing, now the narcissist is going to adopt all that identity from the new supply, and that is when they are going to forget about your identity, because at that point in time, they no longer need that identity because they are in a new relationship. If you're a person who has left a narcissist, I have to say that it is going to be a lot of hard work to shake off that energy, because it's very, like I've said, it's very intensive energy. But as the time goes on, you focus on yourself, you do the work, you're going to be able to get your identity back. But with the narcissist, they are going to already move into a new relationship, and they are going to adopt another identity from the new supply, and that cycle will keep on going on and on, depending on who will be with them at that particular moment in time. So if you're a person, for example, who liked, let's say, for example, a certain type of music, slow music or jazz or stuff like that, they're going to go into the new relationship, and they're all of a sudden going to enter that new relationship. And now they're the people who also like that jazz and the music and stuff, like the same thing that you like. But then, the more they stay with the new supply, they are going to adopt, because the new supply will come in with their own swag. They may be coming in with the person. Like, so let's say, for example, the new supply is into reggae, they're into dance hall or stuff like that. Now the narcissist is going to start all of a sudden liking and enjoying dance hall music. So they no longer need that music that you used to listen to, the jazz or whatever it is you used to like. They no longer need it. Now they're going to copy the one for the new supply. So they're just going to keep on going like that. So it's why I've told you guys that the narcissist, this whole thing of narcissist is not personal. You know, the moment when you start to understand and you educate yourself on who a narcissist is, that is going to be the first stage to breaking those codes, because you are going to finally make sense of everything. And you will know who they are. There's nothing you can do. You cannot change them. It's just a cycle. They have been in this cycle for a very long period of time. They have been in this cycle even before they met you, even before the person that was before you. So that's something that has just been going on and on and on. It's just a cycle. So it is very important for the empath to realize that the narcissist lost themselves many years ago. We are talking about decades. If you're dealing with a 50-year-old narcissist, they lost themselves before they reached the age of 10. So they have just been moving in circles with different identities wherever they go. It's why you hear people talking about the mask. So they just have to remember which mask do they need to use, because they remember a situation that you guys was in, and they are facing a similar situation. So they're going to use that same mask to be able to maneuver through that situation that they're facing at that time. So that's why they keep on switching up different masks depending on where they are going, or what they need to do, or what the environment is at the time. But you see, education is key. So when you educate yourself, you know what is going on, you keep on healing. You even heal faster when you educate yourself more, because you know what you've been dealing with, okay? Identity exchange is serious. It is real. It is why you are calling yourself a narcissist. Sometimes you feel you are the narcissist and the other person was the empath. Because remember that even when you left the narcissist, they have walked into a new relationship and they have told that new person that was the problem. Now the new person is only seeing the good side of them, because it's like all these beautiful things that they learned from you is what they are expressing in the new relationship. So it is very difficult for the new supply to figure out if they were the problem or not, because it is always going to be obvious that you have been the problem once you have walked away or been discarded by a narcissistic individual. The energy will shift, but healing has to be done, and you are the one who is going to heal yourself, okay? Put in the work, put in those hours, put in that energy, and everything will be okay. It's all about healing. When you're dealing with this whole thing of narcissist, it's all about healing. Whatever it is the narcissist took from you, whether it was spiritual, whether it was physical, in any way, it will come back towards you, because you are the original, you are the original copy of that particular identity. It never belonged to those people. They just stole it from you, but it will gravitate back towards you. Let us know what you think about this video in the comment section below. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Denzamos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.